and one of the biggest games this coming year has been delayed. Jason Schreier just broke the news of the delay on his article on Kotaku. I'm not one to believe in rumors about a game unless it comes from the developer themselves, but Jason Schreier has had a great track record of things he published. Anything you want to know about Destiny and Destiny 2, Jason knows it. So I pretty much take what he says as facts when he puts out an article. With that out of the way, I'm not surprised by the delay, and I don't think anyone watching this video will be surprised either. Anthem was loosely slotted for a fall 2018 release window and was never realistic. Now for me personally, in my opinion, I don't like delays. I don't think anybody that's in gaming likes delays, but I would rather have a game be functional and play very well than a buggy mess of a game at launch. Being a Destiny 2 player, I was really looking forward to Anthem so I could satisfy that hunger for a looter shooter going forward. But the article does state that the game most likely wouldn't be delayed past March of 2019, since that is the end of the financial year for EA. So now it looks like BioWare is all in on Anthem as a studio. They pulled developers from all of their current projects to help with that game. Even the unannounced new Dragon Age game that would have had heavy focus on character development and story, including the incorporation of live elements. Now this is something that we don't really know that much about, so we gotta wait for more intel as this game comes out and see what else happens as it approaches even closer. But overall, it looks like BioWare is struggling to actually get this game out in the release window that EA is targeting, which to a lot of gamers is bad news. One of the biggest things that can hurt a game is releasing it before it's ready. Now we don't know how far along in development the game has come, but what we do know is EA is tying BioWare's fate to this game, and that is what has the development house on edge. One developer voiced concerns that if Anthem doesn't live up to EA's expectations, BioWare could look a lot different in the future, especially after the disappointment of Mass Effect Andromeda, which actually had its studio closed down and moved over to EA Motive. But that's not the only thing bothering BioWare at the moment. Consumer backlash pointed towards EA and their handling of the Star Wars Battlefront 2 franchise has BioWare feeling that a lot of gamers are just going to say no to Anthem just because the game is published and owned by EA. Personally, I have seen a lot of streamers and YouTube personalities say just that, so I have to agree with their uneasiness when it comes to that. But one thing that a developer actually came out and said is all of this discussion around loot boxes and pay to win, BioWare hasn't even decided on what the system is going to be for loot boxes, or even if it's going to be in the game. So a lot of these YouTubers that they actually say that are out there giving out misinformation, they're really just talking about 2 in general. They really don't say who they are, but they say that these things are not even finalized, but people are out there slandering the game by saying things like this just because maybe they're just upset at EA, or maybe just because Star Wars, one of the bigger IPs ever made, and the developers just don't want to see Anthem rolled up into that, basically saying, well, it's owned by EA, now we're going to have a problem with Anthem because they're owned by the same company. That's not fair to the game, and that's also not fair to the developer. But I do have to be honest about this. I do feel like that backlash is virtually needed because gaming was heading in a direction that no one wanted to head down in 2017. All of these different games and all these different systems are being watched by other developers. Even BioWare in this article has said they are actually looking at what's happening in the Destiny community around loot boxes and how the end game is so lackluster without anything to earn. So they are really looking at this data just by paying attention to the other games that are in the genre that they're trying to enter in. Jason Schreier actually talked to a couple of developers on the project that actually said that at one point this game was screwed, like royally screwed, and now that has been upgraded over the past few months to just development is hard. Now most people look at that and say, man, this game is just screwed overall because development is hard, and if a developer is saying that, that means that the game is really in trouble. No, I just think that this type of game they're making is really hard. If you look back at other games in this genre like Diablo 3, Destiny, The Division, all of those games when they launched had super hard development cycles. You had Diablo with the auction house in it that had to be removed from the game to actually get the game to be in a functional state. Then you had Destiny where it took multiple expansions to actually fix the story in the game, and on top of that to make the end game super rewarding for all players that wanted to play in it. And then you have The Division, which is one of the later games that came out, and that game was really fun from level 1 to 30, but then once you got into the level 30 and beyond, which is the end game, it was least to be desired. Most people didn't know what you could do. You wanted to go into the dark zone, that was the ganking area. If you didn't run with a team, it really wasn't that fun in there for the solo player. So all of these games had something that hindered its development. And then on top of that, once the game released, parts of it really needed more work to actually get it to a functional state. Now you look at all those games like 18 months to 2 years later, and they're all great. Diablo has its seasons going on where you just progress through and you run faster times to get better gear. Destiny 2, that's a buggy mess, so we're not even gonna talk about Destiny 2 because that's a new game, where Destiny 1 was like the pinnacle of what Destiny should have been, and I don't understand why they didn't bring all the stuff over from Destiny 1 in at least some fashion with the end game to actually let you earn stuff in games instead of tying it behind Eververse. But I'm not gonna rant about Destiny in an Anthem video. But if you want to look at a shooter that actually has done it right, the Division 1.8 update has done miracles for that game. People are talking about it in drones, talking about how the end game has been fixed. People that said they would never play that game ever again has gone back to it. I mean, the player base is nowhere near what it used to be, because once you lose a player base, it's kind of hard to get them back. But that game has done its best to actually rekindle the fire for a lot of people that are interested in that type of game, and then just in Division overall. And I get that, but gamers are tired of actually playing games when they're not working up front, or when the whole game isn't there and we have to wait up to a calendar year to get the full experience of the game. And that honestly is the main reason I don't care about this delay, because I want this game to be as best as it can be when it comes out. I understand there's going to be some pitfalls, some trial and error, but I want the full experience to be in the game. I don't want EA to say that this game has to come out before this date because of a physical year call. That's not my concern. I understand that the investors need to know exactly what's going on with the company, but I don't want to see another broken, buggy game or an incomplete game coming out before it's ready, because all you're going to do is ruin the franchise, because people are watching these games with eagle eyes now. And if those eyes see anything wrong, they're going to pounce on it. They're going to go to the subreddit, and they're going to go to the forums, and they're going to voice their opinions, and all that stuff is going to end up in an article just like this for Jason Schreier to talk about once again. And then the perception of the game is not going to be that the game is good, but that the game had a buggy, messed up development, and this is something that we should have saw way back in 2018 before this game came out in 2019. So those are the things that I wanted to talk about in this video. I'm going to link this article down in the description so you can go check it out for yourself. But guys, this is a game that I'm really looking forward to. This is something that I'm super passionate about, because I love looter shooters, just like you guys see that I love Destiny and all the Destiny videos I used to post on my channel. But I completely almost burnt out on Destiny, mostly just because of the things that happened in the game, and I don't want to see that happen with this game. EA, do not force this game to be more than it needs to be. Let BioWare make the game that they want to make, and BioWare, take your time in making this game. Make it as great as it can be, and then people will love this game, because there are a lot of people out there that want to play a game as great as this can be. But I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. Are you super excited for Anthem? Is this delay going to bum you out? Were you even going to pick up Anthem? Or last but not least, were you one of those people that said, I'm not picking up Anthem because it's made by EA? I definitely want to hear what you guys got to say in the comment section about that. I'm just really curious. But guys, as I always say, thanks for watching this video. Sub it to the channel if you haven't. Like this video if you like the content. It's going to definitely help the channel a lot. Turn on those notifications. It's going to let you know the next time my video go live. It's your boy Gaming Forte. You guys have a great week, and I will talk to you in the next video. Peace.